Jacktown, Rossville. This is going to be Lincoln County right here. The storm moving up to the northeast and same areas that were impacted by the tornadoes yesterday. Mark, you're on the phone right now.
Yes, go ahead. We're still tracking this wall cloud southeast of Maysville, and it's getting pretty close to the ground. There's a good lightning strike right there. I don't see a tremendous amount of rotation on it, although it is dropping as I speak closer to the ground. So I would be pretty good chance that we're going to see something here shortly, Steve.
Yeah, you're still in an area that is still very favorable for tornado environment. Again, we're still in this warm, very unstable atmosphere. We're looking at your live stream on the right-hand side. We see that lowering right there. And again, Mark is going to be on this storm that is right here. This is in Garvin County. He's staring right at this area. This is the circulation right there just west of Elmore City. Again, this is Garvin County. Here's I-35. Large hail falling right over Maysville, Wallville, Purdy. This storm moving up to the northeast. You can see the hail there. We are detecting it right there. This is going to be quarter-size hail. And again, we are going to continue to see the hail right here. It's going to be spotchy here, but we continue to see hail falling just northeast of Pauls Valley. But this right here is going to be the tornadic part of the storm there, and that is what Mark is looking at right now on the right-hand side of your television screen there. You can see that lowering, all right? So here we are on Highway 29, Highway 76, and he is staring right here. This is going to be the inflow with that storm. We got to watch that pretty closely. That's looking even more impressive right now on radar. Rusty, what are you seeing right now with velocity on that?
Well, Damon, I mean, the velocity is not tight. Obviously, as we can see from Mark's stream, there's a good lowering there. The other thing is that the radar is also cutting through a very high area of precipitation, so you're not going to see this clearly. You would not see this tornado being produced unless you're on the south side. Just look at the massive amount of reflectivity to the north and to the east. So it's a very soupy environment that Mark is shooting through right now, but this is a very dangerous situation. This is why there's an active tornado warning on this storm. It is moving out of Stevens County. It is passing into Garvin County, and I-35 and Highway 77 are included in this warning. If you know this area of Garvin County, that does include Paoli, Pauls Valley, Wynnewood, some of the more populated areas. But even places like Purdy, Antioch, and Elmore City are all in the path of this tornado. If I just listed any of those areas, you're going to start thinking about your tornado precautions. And if you live west of I-35, I wouldn't even play with it. I'd go ahead and get in your shelter if you have one, or put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Very dangerous situation. Looking at the reflectivity or the velocity, Damon, in a couple of different areas here. That's FDR, that's TLX. We're picking up a little bit more off of TLX. Looks like it's just north of 29, but it's still very broad, Damon. So we'll keep an eye on that. I believe Paul has an update from the news desk. Paul?
That is right, Rusty. I want to tell you a little bit about I-35. I-35 is closed in both directions. And I've got to switch out a battery here. I'm going to send it back to you for just a second.
Okay, let's continue this storm. This is a storm that Mark Fricklin is on right there. He is in position. This is an atmosphere that's still very unstable, so we're still watching this very closely. Inflow notch right here. This is going to be extreme northeastern Stevens County, and this is going to be making its way into Garvin County. Highway 76, Highway 29 right here. This is where we continue to watch very closely at the amount of rotation coming in with this storm to see if this is going to indeed strengthen. More than likely it will, as this atmosphere is still very unstable right here. But Elmore City, right down Highway 74 here, west of I-35. Again, we're talking about southern Oklahoma. We continue to see the rotation that's embedded within the storm right now. Again, this is a very significant storm, and we're going to watch it very closely. Mark Fricklin is in the perfect location, and he will give us the pictures that we need to see. Paul.
Okay, Damon, thank you very much. I do want to tell you a little bit about I-35. Both directions, north and south in the city of Moore, that is completely shut down. You're not going to be able to get down into that area. Once again, we've talked a little bit about the staging area that is set up down there in front of the Warren Theater. I want to tell you that you don't want to try to get on the highway. You also don't want to try to get over to the Warren Theater. Right now, it is an emergency situation. They're trying to get people help in that area, so they don't need anybody down there just looking around. I want to tell you about the assistance is beginning to pour out right now. Midwest City is on their way to help out. They've got fire crews headed to those scenes as well. They've got police officers headed over to that area as well. So our crews are hitting the scene right there, and we're going to continue to track all of this and the path of the damage and everything that we are seeing, guys. So, you know, there's still more to come on all of this.
Yeah, we're still well into this. We are still well into this afternoon. Again, this tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock. Chris Lee, you're live on the phone right now. Where are you?
We are near Dale, just to the west of the town of Dale, which is just north of I-35. We're a little bit northwest of Shawnee. Watching this area of rotation you've been talking about on this storm that has gone through Moore and through the eastern parts of Oklahoma City. Now in Pottawatomie County, we're watching a lot of rotation, and it is right here.
Was there chopping?
It's a lot of rotation. Nothing on the ground right now, but it is it's certainly an area that we're watching very carefully and trying to follow as it goes off to the east, a little bit north of due east.
Okay. All right, Chris. Well, we'll continue to watch it pretty closely. Paul, what do you have?
I want to bring in on the conversation Albert Ashwood. He is the Director of Emergency Management. And Albert, thanks for taking the time. What can you tell us right now about your assessments?
Well, of course, we're looking at the same things that you are on with your cameras and what you're doing such a wonderful job providing. It's devastating. The Moore area, of course, has been hit extremely hard. We're in contact with the city of Moore, providing all and any state resources we can, whether it be the Highway Patrol or the National Guard, and we'll be doing that throughout the night. We'll also be working with other places that have been hit or could be hit. It's still a very active day, of course, and we're very concerned about the potential severe weather for the rest of the day.
Albert, we are getting information about schools that have been impacted. Do you have any information on that right now?
No more than you do right now, and I'd hate to assume anything beyond that.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and wait till we have confirmation on anything before we publicize that.
And right now, what are some of the landmarks that you can tell me about that you have heard about hit in this area?
Again, if you were, and I know many people have already said this, going back to the 99 storm or even the 2003 storm, it seems to be a very similar path and similar destruction. We're very concerned, of course, with the schools, as you've already pointed out, but the residential areas as well. Hopefully there are a good number of people that have taken shelter, and there are fewer injuries than we had back then, but we're going to have to wait and see.
And Jessica Shambach here now joining in on the conversation. If you could tell us, what are you hearing about the injuries and any reports of any fatalities? We know that this tore through a very highly populated area of Moore.
And it's way too early to come up with anything like that because we're hearing the same rumors that you are probably, but until there's any confirmation, we hate to get it out there.
Albert, what areas are beginning to pour in their assistance to the city of Moore?
Well, of course, anytime you have a disaster, you have mutual aid from your neighbors, whether it be Midwest City, Dell City, of course, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County. I'm sure that Norman's helping out as well, but there's always a great Oklahoma spirit to help out each other during times of disaster.
And any lessons that you think were in place through this storm, that folks from the 99 storm that survived that, because it make such a path through the city of Moore back then?
Right, and if you remember back in 99, that was the start of the safe room program basically in the United States to try to get some incentive money out there for folks to put in safe rooms, and happy to say that we've done over 10,000 of those in the state of Oklahoma. So hopefully that has mitigated some of the injuries quite a bit.
And Director, in so many instances like this, people always want to go out to see the damage for themselves, or perhaps even check on a loved one, to drive into the hard-hit areas. What can you say to those people right now, especially we're in the thick of things with emergency crews that are trying to get in there and rescues are underway? What do you want to say to the people of Oklahoma who may have that curiosity to go check out these areas?
Well, I'd like to tell them to please stay home. We're still in the response phase here. We've got many hazards that are in the area just from the debris and the damage, and let first responders do their job. They do an outstanding job, whether it be fire, law enforcement, emergency medical. Let them do what they're trained to do and give them as much room to do it as possible.
And when you have a tornado emergency like this, is this considered an all-hands-on-deck emergency in the aftermath of this?
Absolutely. Our operations center is activated. I've been in touch with the governor, of course, as well as the adjutant general, and we're all on the same page, and we're going to expedite any kind of assistance we can provide, whether it be through resources or whether it be through recovery in the long term for all these people as we can.
And Albert, now we've got day number 2. We've got major damage in 2 parts of Oklahoma. As you guys move forward, how do you put this in the order of taking care of all of this?
Well, this is all one storm system, starting on Saturday and working through Tuesday. And the federal government, we've already talked to them, and they agree with us on that. So I don't think there's going to be any problem as far as whose damages are worse or whose came first. We want to make sure that all these folks are getting taken care of, and right now we just want to make sure that they're safe. So that's that's primary right now.
And we know yesterday the governor issued that state of emergency for 16 counties. Let me ask you this about the command center that's been set up, the staging area there at the Warren Theater in Moore. Do you have mobile command centers that come in? I know there's some big rigs that are equipped with